Hello, my name is Christian Times, and today you are tuned in into my podcast. Today's topic will be about a case regarding the free speech rights and freedom of religion. The cases we will talk about today is Shurtleff versus the city of Boston. This case intrigued me because I'm a very religious person, and I take I say religion is very important to me, and I feel very strongly about it. So that's why I chose to choose this case to talk about today. So let's get into it, guys. Boston was sued by Shurtleff and the Camp of Constitution because they were denied access to post their flag outside of the Boston City Hall. The Boston City Hall allowed other organizations to post their flags outside of the building just for show and for endorsements. The city denied access to the Christians group flag because Boston didn't allow them to do it because they said it promoted a specific religion, which it did. But Boston's refusal to allow petitioners to raise their flag because of its religious viewpoint violated the free speech clause. At this time, we have a special guest on today's podcast, a elected official from the city of Mansfield who happens to be my dad, Christopher Thomas.
Good afternoon.
All right, so my question for you today is, how do you feel about this case overall as an elected official?
First off, thanks for giving me an opportunity to speak with you as a student in Northwestern State University. As an elected official, anytime you involved in government, you got to serve people. And I was looking at this case, this case, you can see that the city government, City Hall, they passed a law or an ordinance stating that religious groups or groups could hang a flag there at City Hall. Based off the information that I did see and read, a particular group, a Christian group, if I'm not mistaken, they wasn't allowed to hang their flag over City Hall. And in my opinion, I don't think that's fair. You know, as an elected official, when you create laws and vote them into put them into existence, you have to be transparent, and you have to treat everyone fair. If there's a reason for that group, if there was a reason for that group not to be able to hang that flag, you should be transparent about it, and it should let them know why, and also notify the public of why they can't put their flag, hang their flag at City Hall, because there has to be some reason. Because if there are other flags, you have to be transparent and fair to the people that you serve.
Okay, so my next question for you is, as an elected official, do you think that the Christian group free speech rights was kind of revoked?
Yes, free speech. Because when you talk about free speech, you're talking about expressing how you feel about something, your beliefs. You know, by hanging a flag up there, that wasn't. It's just expressing how they feel and how they feel about a certain situation. They wasn't trying to force their beliefs on anybody. They were, in my opinion, they just were hanging their flag to represent them and how they feel about something. So I just don't think it was done fairly to that group, to that particular group.
Okay, so do you think freedom of religion was also a part of that too?
Yes, I do. I think freedom of speech and freedom of religion, because you had based off information, other flags was hung up from other religion groups, or other groups. So they had the right to express themselves, but this Christian group wasn't. So I feel like not only their freedom of speech was violated, but I also feel that their freedom of religion to express what type of religion they believe in was tampered with, or hampered with.
Okay, well, I appreciate you for joining my podcast today. We'll get back to the next segment now. Thank you for our guests for joining and talking about the case more with us. And now we will start to talk more about the case and what happened. The case, Shurtleff versus the City of Boston, was granted September 30th, 2021, and it was argued January 18, 2022. The City of Boston owns 3 flagpoles in front of the City Hall of Boston. Upon request and approval, the city will temporarily fly another flag for a limited period of time instead of its own flags. Gregory T. Rooney reviews applications for flag raising events to make sure the flag is consistent with the city's message, policies, and practices. Rooney had never denied a flag raising application until the Camp Constitution tried to send their request for their Christian flag to be raised in front of the City Hall. Rooney denied the Christians' request to raise their Christian flag. When denied, they sued the city. The organization Camp Constitution and Shurtleff had sued the city. A source I read from said the flag raising program does not constitute government speech, and the city's refusal to fly Shurtleff and the Camp Constitution flag violates the organization's First Amendment rights. First, the court wanted to make sure that the flag raising program was not a part of government speech. So they had really considered this, and although the history of the flag raising program displays favors Boston, the other 2 factors outweigh the first factor. One of the factors that outweighed the first factor is that the city of Boston never denied a flag, ever. This was the first flag that was ever denied for the flag raising program. The second one is they almost showed no control over the content that was displayed at the flagpoles until now, and the city has no control over what messages that has been sent out other years from flags. But now, when this group tries to display their Christian flag, it's all of a sudden a problem. And the court really considered that, and that's why the court made the decision that the flag raising program is not government speech. The court had realized that the city of Boston had violated this organization's free speech clause and rights, and also their freedom of religion rights, which is why the unanimous decision 9-0 for Shurtleff was made, and the city of Boston had actually got sued. I chose this case, and the topics of this case is because this organization that was involved, Camp Constitution, their free speech rights were violated, and their freedom of religion and the way they wanted to express their religion was suppressed. The Camp Constitution, they wanted to put their Christian flag up just for better understanding of the country's Judeo-Christian heritage, which a lot of people don't know about really. So they was trying to give people better understanding of what it was, but the city of Boston didn't allow them to express themselves the way they wanted to, while blocking them, thinking that they were in the right. They were actually wrong, because the flag raising program that they promoted many years was not a part of government speech, and that was decided by the court that it wasn't. So that was a big reason, and mainly the part that really won the Camp Constitution the case. The case is very intriguing to me personally, because I'm a very religious person. I'm a Christian. So, I feel like we should always be able to express ourselves, especially if it's not government related. Like we should be able to talk about our religion, express ourselves. Um, talk about our faith. Endorse our faith. You know, give people better understanding of what we believe in. And to add to that, like my father said, who is an elected official who understands politics and things that involves the law, he stated earlier that he believed that their First Amendment rights were violated with speech and religion because they were suppressed. They wasn't allowed to put their flag and send out a message to people and give people a better understanding of what they was trying to send out. But this will be the end of my podcast today. Thank you for tuning in. Catch us next week at 5 o'clock. Thank you, and always.